Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are going to work on using models to divide by decimal numbers. Now, yesterday we learned about dividing decimal numbers by whole numbers. So today we're going to do the opposite, okay? Stick with me. So I want you to rename the following numbers in terms of the given place values. How many tenths are in 3 wholes? Well, we know that there are 10 tenths in 1 whole, so that tells me that there are going to be 30 tenths in 3 wholes. Now, how many hundredths are there in 5 wholes? There are 100 hundredths in 5 wholes. So there's going to be 500 hundredths in 5 wholes. How many tenths are there then in 2 and 5 tenths wholes? Well, we know again that there are 10 tenths in 1 whole. So that means we have 20. And then it tells us that we have 5 tenths already. So we're going to have 25 tenths. Now, I need you to be able to remember how to do this in the example problems that we're going to go through today, as well as in your assignment. So let's look at our first example, 3 divided by 2 tenths. So let's ask ourselves, what is this problem asking us to do? It's asking us to divide 3 wholes into groups with 2 tenths in each group. So this is what it would look like. I have my 3 wholes. But because our group size is in tenths, it would be easier for us to think about our wholes in terms of tenths. Now, we just said that there are 10 tenths in each whole. So how many tenths do I have in this problem? I have 30 tenths. So we can actually change this problem to say that it's 30 tenths divided by 2 tenths. It's still asking us to do the same thing, though, about making our 3 wholes into groups with 2 tenths in each group. So how many groups of 2 tenths can I make from 30 tenths? I know that 30 divided by 2 is 15, right? 30 divided by 2 is 15. And that's going to hold true here, that 30 tenths divided by 2 tenths is also 15. And there's my 15 groups of 2 tenths. So when we divide 3 wholes or 30 tenths into groups with 2 tenths in each group, we are able to make 15 groups. Okay? Our next example, 2 divided by 4 hundredths. This problem is asking us to take 2 wholes and split it into groups with 4 hundredths in each group. So we are dividing by a decimal, so we want to think of our divisor as the size of each group we're going to make. So the group size for this problem is our hundredths, 4 hundredths to be precise. So we're going to take our dividend and divide it into groups of 4 hundredths in each group. This is my dividend. This is my divisor, just in case you don't remember that from 3rd and 4th grade. So what is the dividend? It's our 2 wholes. And it's easier to think of this as our hundredths. So let's move our 2 wholes to 2 hundredths. So this problem can actually be thought of instead of 2 wholes divided by 4 hundredths as 2 hundredths divided by 4 hundredths. So how many groups of 4 hundredths can we make with 2 hundredths? Let's think about it. We can think of this as 200 divided by 4. which equals 50. And I can show that to you with all of these little squares. There are 50 groups. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 groups. So when we divide two wholes or 200 hundredths into groups with 4 hundredths in each group, we are able to make 50 groups. All right, we're not going to model this one out, so we're going to think out loud what our process is. 1 8/10 divided by 3. What is this problem asking us to do? We are dividing 1 whole and 8/10 into groups with 3/10 in each group. So I want to think about 1 8/10 as all tenths. How can I rename that using only tenths? It's going to give me 18/10. So we can think of this problem as 18/10 divided by 3/10. So how many groups are we putting in? How many tenths are we putting in each group? 3. And how many tenths do we have in each group? Or do we have? We have 18. So what number fact, what multiplication fact can I use to find the number of groups? It's going to be 18 divided by 3. And what is 18 divided by 3? 6. So 18/10 divided by 3/10 is 6. It is not 6/10 because we're talking about how many groups I can make, okay? Not how many tenths there are. So what is 1 8/10 divided by 3/10? 6, okay? So I want you to look at these practice problems, write them down on a piece of paper, and you're going to enter them into your exit ticket for today. If you need any help with this skill or with the worksheet pages I've assigned, comment below and I'll be glad to help you. Have a great day, guys. I miss you.